Russian girl, and today we arrived to a place that is really meaningful for every Russian person. This is the place called Park Patriot, and this is the biggest Second World War museum in Russia, maybe even in the world. And all that you can see, like in front of me, this is a military church. Behind of me, this is the arc, military arc, and all the territory that you see all over there, it's the territory of this park. And also here is the entrance to the museum, that is, and it's called an alley of the victory, and it's a really impressive museum. Please wait for it, I will show everything from it for you. And this museum this alley is 1.5 kilometers, the length of it is 1.5 kilometers. To be specific, it's 1,818 steps. So basically, if you measure its length with steps like this, it's gonna be it. Because this is a number of the days, for how many days the war was. And here in the park, we just entered, and I already feel all this pain of people. I don't know how they created it, maybe because of the colors, maybe because of the place. But now it's also the concert over there with the military songs. And so there is a lot to see. There are over 100 pieces of like exhibitions, pieces of art, military machines inside of the museum and outside of the museum. So this is the start of the museum. It goes all around the church, and this is the exit of the museum. So you can see this is all a museum. It's like an alley around the church. I will show you. Please wait for it. And you know that every Russian person was somehow affected by the war. So for us, it's something, for example, to be honest, I was in the museum and I was crying there, because it's really, when you start to imagine what people went through during that time, you just feel all this pain, and it's just impossible. They were so brave to give us our life that we have now, to protect the country, to protect the territory. And it was not Russia only, it was all USSR countries, and with the help of European countries, USA as well. This war was against natives, and natives were doing terrible things to people, to everyone. And so this is the museum of memory for all the people to remember what was done, because it's really important to remember the history. For example, now it's really sad for me to know what's happening in some countries when they were trying to put away the part of their history. For example, now in Ukraine, in Estonia, in Lithuania, happening things that they're putting away all that it was connected to the USSR, because USSR was like, Russia was the biggest country of USSR, so they're putting away everything that's connected to Russia or Russian language. And I really feel that it's something wrong. That's like, you can artificially put away the part of the history, like that is the monument, for example, but you will never ever be able to put away all these memories about what happened from the mind of people. And this is important to know your history, right? I know even in the history of USSR there were bad moments, there were good moments. My parents, for example, in school were taught that Lenin is a hero. Me, I was already told in school that Lenin was not a hero. But still, we still have monuments of Lenin, because it's a part of our history of our country, and this what formed our country and our culture. And I'm really proud of my culture, to be honest, because all this beauty that you can see, it's like, wow. I've been traveling a lot to different countries, and of course each country has something beautiful, something really good, something better than others. But the culture of my country, all the history, all the art, all the architecture that you can see, it's something unbelievably beautiful. You can see it by yourself, I think, right? Look just at this church. And the thing is that this museum was opened in 2015, and you can see how big this place is, but the entrance to this park is completely for free. The entrance to the park, the entrance to the church, the entrance to the museum is completely for free. All for people, for them to remember the history, to teach their children about the history. So I will really try to show you as much as I can, and please wait until all the exhibitions in the museum, because they're really extraordinary. So let's go and enjoy everything together. Look, here is, this place is called the Road of Memories. It's also, the name is 1418. It's because the length of this road is 1414 steps, like this. 1, 2, yes, this is the length of this road. And why this number? Because this, how many days the war was going on. 14, 18. Let's enter there and see what is inside. Here's the concert with military songs. So now we're gonna complete 1418 steps, no, like 1.5 kilometers actually, plus or minus. We're gonna complete. Everything is for free, you see? It's amazing.
Here we are in the normal days, normal calm. We are living in normal Russia at that moment, the normal Soviet Union. But you know what happened in what moment that really Tyrannos
Changed the life of everyone.
Yes, in just one day, in just one exact hour, changed the life with one order. Attack Russia, and they started attacking these hours. These hours are the first bombs arrive in the
3:30 a.m. the first bomb arrived. I have the goosebumps. The first bombs arrived to 3:30 in Brest, Grodno, Lida, Kobrini, Slonim, Baranovichi. It's Lithuania, Belarus, Lithuania. In 3:33 a.m. Kiev, 3:40 Riga, Šiauliai, Vilnius, Kaunas, 3:48 Sevastopol, it was a part of Ukraine. 4 a.m. Liepaja, I think sounds like Finland. I don't really know the city. You can hear all the sounds to feel all the atmosphere, the tram, broken tram, fire. I really have goosebumps. You see how prepared were natives, because here it says that just in the first day they came 300 kilometers, no, 30,000 kilometers in front. So they were really prepared. Other countries were not expecting this. They were not prepared for this. Here you can see 25-35 kilometers. The natives army came. In 3 weeks, natives arrived by 300-600 kilometers inside of other countries. All the heroes. And this is what was happening. Like, look, every day 3rd of July, 4th of July, 5th of July, 6th of July, 7th of July, everything that was happening. Which countries started the operations to protect themselves, which documents were signed, with examples, real examples. The operation to protect Leningrado started on 10th of July, 11th of July, all the events. You can see here all the documents. All the notes of people. This is a copy of true ones. I can read them and I can understand what's written.
Фашисты пересекают речку, замывают ее центральную часть, тоннель, оттуда выбивают. И они же спят, они не знают, что им делать, да? Вместо того, чтобы бежать в Брестской крепости, они бегут в центральную часть, заказывают как ловушки. И мы с вами видим,
I was just listening what the one guide was saying in Russian for a Russian group, that they just really knew all the plans of all the cities, and they were preparing everything to attack people first in the time, of course, when they didn't expect this, in the night, and after that they knew psychology of people very well, and they knew that when the people will wake up and they will not understand what's happening, they will be so scared, they will go in the city center. For example, here it was the plan of the Brest castle in Belarus, and they knew that people, because they will be scared, they will go to the center, to this castle, and natives were planning that people will go there. They knew that, and they started to attack there as well. So they just wanted to kill as many people as possible, and that's what they were doing with a really, really very planned movement. How people were working on factories, making the equipment. It was happening in Moscow. That's how people were building, were making this kind of long holes to protect themselves inside, down of it, like these ones. Different protection for the hat, equipment, for the gas, the can. Small souvenir store. It says the exhibition in the Moscow metro during the kind of siege, when the planes arrived with bombs, people were going to the metro. That's a lot of children you can see here with a woman playing with them for them not to feel scared. I, as a mom, cannot imagine how terrible it is to have your child during this time, what you feel, how worried you are for the safety of your baby. Here it's written, you see that there are like rooms, and here's written which days are gonna be presented in the next room. Part of a plane, burned plane, after the catastrophe. You can see the seats of this plane inside. Looks like this plane was, how you say it, broken, taken, bombed. This plane was bombed and it arrived in the building. Terrible. Here it's continuing to be in which which day what happened. Look, here is some interactive screen. Oh, here you can find a person and all from all these people, if you know the name and the surname. It says Henke, that was bombed close to Moscow. Can you imagine also how much work is that to put away all these parts after the war is finished? And all the bodies. I know that during the Second World War, oh, it's a winter period. During the Second World War, people, just normal civilians, were taking away the bodies just from the streets, because especially during the siege of Leningrad, people were dying just on the streets because they were hungry. There was nothing to eat. They eat just a small portion of bread per day, and this bread was not the bread that we are eating now. This bread was from some leather, from some glue and chemicals that are possible to eat, but that was not nutritious. And you know, also during the war there was a big problem of cannibalism, and some people started to be crazy because of all the events. They started to come to the streets and just take dead people and eat them, because there was nothing to eat. And that was a really big problem. It was a really big problem, and the government was trying to control it, because of course that is not okay. And because if a person starts to eat the dead body, this person can kill someone, and a lot of children were killed by the people who were trying to survive, and they tried to kill people. That's like terrible. The one thing that really helped USSR to win this war was winter, because USSR was prepared for winter, because this is something normal for us. But Nazis, they were not expecting the winter to be so hard. And that's something that really helped as well to win the war. Different types of military equipment. Past the other route.
Включайте скорее радио. Сейчас будет важное правительственное сообщение. Весь наш народ идет очень и любим, как никогда. Война. Люди стоят, кто плачет, кто ахает и охает. Я прибежала домой и кричу: мама, война.
Даже небо предвещало войну. Были не кучевые облака, а грозные, перьевые. Старики говорили, что такие облака к войне.
22 июня все курсанты с утра были на аэродроме. Мы услышали гул мотора.
Комиссар Мобин объявляет о нападении Германии, произносит пылкую речь. Все уверены, что войны не будет более нескольких недель.
Я понял, что это немцы только тогда, когда увидел отделяющиеся от самолета бомбы. Сразу упал на землю. И тут же началась жуткая какофония. Горело 20 самолетов. Остальные были уничтожены или повреждены. Поступил приказ складывать отдельно убитых, отдельно раненых. Немцы вечером того же дня выбросили на станцию десант. Наших убитых мы закопали на краю аэродрома.
В городе произошла сильная бомбежка, и нас направили на кладбище копать большую общую братскую могилу для погибших. Трупы укладывали штабелем на дно выкопанной нами ямы.
Я пошел в военкомат и стал просто требовать, чтобы меня призвали в армию. Тебе еще рано, говорят. Но такое рвение, как у меня, было у всех молодых.
Граждане и гражданки Советского Союза, германские вооруженные силы атаковали границы Советского Союза.
В первые дни войны мне пришлось разносить повестки. Молодые мужчины радовались, что их призывают на фронт. А некоторые так и говорили: «Спасибо, что меня не забыли».
Началась Великая Отечественная война против немецко-фашистских захватчиков.
И вот, наконец, я получаю повестку. Мама говорит, ты должен идти. И без всяких слез отпускает меня.
Так будет расти, победа будет за нами.
Вот в эту тяжелую годину советская женщина, в том числе и я, взяла винтовку в руки и пошла на защиту Родины.
Всего месяца тому назад я женился. И вот теперь надо было уходить на войну. Расставаться с любимой подругой, которая казалась мне самой прекрасной из всех женщин мира. Расставаться не только с ней, но, может быть, и с самой жизнью.
В свои 17 лет я собирался выходить замуж. Мальчик 21 июня сделал мне предложение. Но началась война, его призвали в армию, и он погиб.
Так нам хотелось победы и разгрома Гитлера. Уверенность в этом у нас была полная. Митинг закончен под лозунгом «Государственные выпускные экзамены сдадим под крышами Берлина».
That was just terrible what people went through. I don't have any words for it. But you also see that that was kind of the words and the notes of the people at that time. And you can see that some of them, even when the war started, they still were thinking positive, thinking that yes, let's win this war. They were scared, of course, but still their strength, the strength of their spirit really helped also a lot. They were so brave.
Это на лошадях, на повозках. Или на машине.
Я отвечал плачу. Сходите раненых с собой. Только втроих один остался. Уж немецкие танки дошли до Химаса. Немецкие автоматчики с ними. Дальше идти боялись, жарко. Раненого на краю поля в канат пустили, чтобы пыль не попала. Он как лип попал. Осталось одна. Лип. Но мне надо бежать. Побежала в несколько стало так много. Тут мина прилетела и меня засыпала. Не угодился. Просто откал. Продышалась.
I'm not emotional person, but at this place you feel all this. You're like, you feel like you're inside of what was happening at that time. And right now there was an exhibition, and I was listening. There were like these interactive figures of people that were appearing. The same as it was with medicine, similar one. One woman who was, how you call these people who are not official part of army, but they're people who want to help somehow, and they start to go to the fields, to the forests, to see like the opponents, to see what they're doing, where they go, to see how many of them there are. And there was one woman who was a part of this kind of group who was making this, and she was saying that once their group was attacked by Nazis, and she got so many injuries, holes from gunshots in her body, that she couldn't sit on a horse, and that's why her group had to leave her and some other group members. They put them under the leaves because they had to go, they couldn't protect themselves. And after a few days, the army of the USSR came and they found them there in the forest, in the leaves. And they took them to the hospital on horses, with like one person was riding a horse, another person who was injured was on a horse. And the doctors told her that she survived with all these gunshots just because in the gunshots there were worms who were eating, how you call this kind of liquid, white yellow liquid that appears on your body like after infection. And worms were eating it, and worms were inside of the gunshots. And only because of this she survived, and she was not her whole body was infected. Can you imagine? Here's the screen where you can put the name and the surname and see if this person is in the system as a soldier or someone who was taking part in the war. And my grandma gave me the whole name of her brother, and I found him here. This is him. He died. He was from Leningrad, from the place where we live now, in the district where we live now in St. Petersburg, and he was exactly in this group of army. So we're really happy that I found him. I don't know, guys, if you've heard of it or not, but during the war there were the special camps for children. Natives were taking children in the camps and making really bad things to them, or in a good situation they were just asking them to work for them. And there were also some cases when natives were putting children inside of some church from the wood and they just burned it up with children inside. There are no words to describe it, right? So guys, we entered to this museum right there. We made all this circle of 1.5 kilometers and I got out just right here. And this is just a museum. There are so many other things that you can see here and I will show you.